So I've been thinking lately, do you guys think that it would be just so unusual for a fearful avoidant attachment style, aka disorganized attachment style, to be also codependent? Do you think that that could be a common trait? I think so. And I'm going to try to prove my point to you. Now, I get really frustrated when I'm watching a video and I have no idea what the heck they're talking about. So, like, you might be into learning attachment styles because you want to improve your relationship, which is a good reason to follow me and subscribe. But codependent, it's like when you kind of don't know where you start, where you begin and someone else finishes. Like you're enmeshed, you're intertwined with somebody in an unhealthy sort of way. Let's say you had an alcoholic parent when you were a kid. That's going to change how you do life, isn't it? Because your parent is not going to be able to take care of you in the same way. And they're probably depending on you at too young of an age to provide care for them, parentification instead of the other way around. So here are some clues that you could be codependent. You have trouble regulating your emotions. You may feel empty or flat or shame inside. Dissociation, watching yourself, dissociation would be like you're kind of separating out from yourself. That's a psychological term. You edit your words, you have anxiety with other people, you have low self-esteem, you can have emotional numbness, trouble regulating your emotions, trouble connecting to others, fear of intimacy, imposter syndrome. Those are just some clues that you could be codependent, right? Let's look at a few other signs to see if you think that this attachment style connects with codependency. You may have a tendency to do more than your share all the time. Fear of losing relationships or abandonment. You have an overwhelming need to be reassured and recognized. A compelling desire to control others. Fear of rejection. A tendency to apologize to keep the peace. Problem with creating and keeping boundaries. Difficulty making decisions. Dishonesty, doing things you don't want to do to make others happy, poor communication in relationships. I think most of these also fit this disorganized attachment style, which proves that there was probably some level of trauma. And maybe we don't want to call it as extreme as that, but because some people may not have, but some of the parenting that you experience could have fluctuated. You could have developed this style from intense, difficult romantic relationships where maybe you could rely on your partner. I mean, a great way to be traumatized is to have a ton of breakups with different people, and that's hurtful. It's extreme pain. So, and it can be very damaging. So, I think that codependency is definitely something that many people with this attachment style have developed, because if you're codependent to somebody, that means you probably had some extreme parenting happening, so you didn't know quite how to gauge them. Like, which person am I going to meet today? Am I going to meet the nice person, or am I going to meet the mean person? So I just want to address that with you, because for me, we want healing. We want healthy relationships. We want secure attachments. And the only way to get there is to understand what we're dealing with. So definitely subscribe and come on this journey with me. So fearful avoidant attachment style and codependency can intersect in various ways. So I'm going to give you some possible ways that these two aspects may manifest together. Number one, intense fear of abandonment. Fearful avoidant individuals typically have a deep fear of rejection and abandonment. This fear can lead them to become codependent in relationships as they may prioritize the needs and desires of their partner over their own in an attempt to avoid being left alone. So, in other words, you put your own needs aside. A lot of people with these two things are going to put their needs aside for the other person. They're used to doing that. It's like, I'm fine as long as you're fine, because they can't handle it when you're not fine, because that brings too much stress. So if you're frustrated, aggravated, you're irritated, your job isn't right, your relationship isn't right, you don't have a house to live in, or you don't like your job, that's going to drive them crazier than if they don't have their ish together, because it's like enmeshment. It's like, I feel everything you feel, so I need to get you straight so that I can feel okay. Because as long as your stuff is out of whack, it puts me out of whack. Whereas other people separate themselves better from what other people are going through. Not so much when you are a disorganized attachment style. You're going to be like, okay, what is this person feeling? I'm feeling what you're feeling. You develop you could become empathic. Number 2, self-worth dependency. Codependency often involves a strong reliance on others for validation and self-worth. Fearful avoidant individuals may struggle with their own sense of self-worth, and as a result seek external validation and approval from their partner or others in a codependent manner. 3, difficulty establishing boundaries. Both fearful avoidant attachment style and codependency can make it challenging for individuals to establish and maintain healthy boundaries in relationships. Fearful avoidant individuals may have a tendency to push others away out of fear, while codependent individuals may have difficulty asserting their own needs and setting boundaries. Number 4, roller coaster relationships. The combination of fearful avoidant attachment style and codependency can lead to tumultuous and unstable relationships. Fearful avoidant individuals may experience a push-pull dynamic in their relationships, alternating between wanting closeness and fearing it. This can be exacerbated by codependency, as an individual may struggle to navigate the boundaries and needs of both themselves and their partners. So it can get confusing for them. Number 5, emotional turmoil. Fearful avoidant individuals often experience internal conflict and emotional turmoil due to their fear of intimacy and abandonment. Codependency can further intensify this emotional turmoil, as the individual may be overly reliant on their partner for emotional support and validation. So, the intersection of fearful avoidant attachment style and codependency can, of course, vary from person to person. But the point is we want to develop a healthier self. So that's why I think it's important to look at any type of connections. That's what I like to do. And really explore them so that we can understand ourselves better. So I'm going to give you a little lighthearted take on how individuals with fearful avoidant attachment style can work on building healthier boundaries. So you fearful avoidant folks, let's talk about building healthier boundaries in a way that won't send you running for the hills. So here are some tips sprinkled with a touch of, just a little humor just for you. So, number 1, self-awareness. Embrace your inner detective. Get to know yourself and your attachment style like Sherlock Holmes on a mission. Once you understand your patterns and quirks, you'll be better equipped to navigate those relationship roller coasters. Number 2, identify triggers. Picture yourself as a secret agent equipped with the ultimate spy gadgets. Watch out for those moments that make you feel like a shaken martini. Is it vulnerability, intimacy, the fear of being rejected, like a soggy French fry? Identify those triggers and handle them like a pro. 3, communicate needs and boundaries. Imagine yourself as a smooth-talking negotiator, ready to strike a deal. Express your needs and set those boundaries with confidence, my friend. Remember, you're not building a wall, you're building a picket fence of self-respect and personal space. Number 4, practice self-care. Treat yourself like the VIP you truly are. Take a bubble bath, indulge in your favorite guilty pleasure, or have a dance party in your living room. Prioritize self-care like it's your full-time job because you deserve it more than a slice of pizza on a Friday night. 5, seek support. Think of finding a therapist or counselor as assembling your very own support squad. They'll be like the Avengers of attachment styles, guiding you through the journey with their superpowers of insight and understanding. So do not be afraid to reach out for that extra boost. And 6, take small steps. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither are healthy boundaries. Start small, like ordering a single scoop of ice cream instead of the whole tub. Gradually work your way up to setting bigger boundaries, one brave step at a time. You got this. So remember, building healthier boundaries doesn't have to be a serious affair. Embrace your inner comedian and approach it with a good dose of laughter. With a little sense of humor and a lot of self-love, you'll be mastering those boundaries like a pro in no time. So cue the confetti. Okay, so I hope that something I said was helpful and useful to you today. Take out of this what you need to help yourself feel better and heal better. So I also wrote 3 books to help you. One is from ENFJ with Love, where I seek to understand all 16 Myers-Briggs personality types, which is so much fun when you understand yourself and others better. I wrote a book about love, Flip the Script on Love. I think all people with this attachment style need to understand love better, and we could all use a little coaching from a different person's perspective. And I think this attachment style can have a difficult time with narcissists. So I wrote a book called The Workplace Narcissist about people who are workaholics. They build empires. They are powerful folks. So you need to understand them better. I'll put the link in the description box so that you can check those books out. They're on Amazon. Make sure you subscribe, like this video if you want me to do more attachment style videos, because this is something that I have not really done in the past. But if you're interested, I'm interested. So thank you. This is our channel, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.